So, this video is sponsored by Resonite, but my thoughts here are completely my own and without any input from the team. A year ago, I made a video talking about Resonite, a social VR platform akin to VRChat or Rec Room. I've been keeping tabs on this game since 2021, before it was even called Resonite. Last year, I had a few major complaints with the game, like the poor performance on my graphics card, long loading times for worlds, and the lack of players to hang out with and make worlds. However, in August, the team released the Splitting, a huge performance update which promises to fix at least two of these issues. They did this by running the core engine outside of Unity, which in theory results in better frame rates and fewer stutters. Last year, I used to get 40 frames per second on the lowest texture quality and excruciatingly long loading times on my 3060, so I think it's time to revisit Resonite and see how it holds up in 2025, what new features have been added, if performance has been improved like they claim, and most importantly, if you should play it. Quickly, if you've never played Resonite before, it's a social VR game with many different user-generated worlds, avatars, and experiences to check out. What sets it apart from VRChat are the features that make your experience much more personalized and fun. There's a cool inventory that lets you save any photos taken, objects collected from different worlds, avatars, folders, etc, etc. Then, you can either place these items into your home environment, take them with you to other worlds to make them more personal, or hand them over to friends. I think Rec Room has a feature like this, but Resonite takes it to another level by letting you add almost anything to your inventory. If you're a hoarder like me, this is an awesome feature. If you're just starting out in the game, you'll see some starter folders in your inventory. Inside them are a treasure trove of gadgets and avatars for you to check out and share with others. I suggest you explore these folders since there are a ton of talented people's creations in here, showing that there really aren't any limits to the things that you can create in Resonite. For example, you can spawn an entire playable mahjong table to play with others, a random 3D scan of a hotel room, a rocket launcher that for some reason aims the rockets directly at me, and a wiggly frog that shoots off straight into the sunset. Seriously, I think there's something here for everyone, so go check them out. In the past, I've spent hours just checking out these different folders and items. Alongside the inventory, my other favorite feature that I forgot to mention in last year's video is how much you can customize your experience. This home environment is cool, but you can decorate it to make it feel more cozy and a place to chill out in, or just cover it in squishy frogs. By saving the world, you'll be able to return to this exact version every time you boot up the game. You can also save any worlds to your inventory and set it as your home environment, which I've done for many beautiful worlds that I've found in the past. The biggest type of customization that you can do in this game is to the UI. The home menu is the first screen you'll see every time you start the game. By default, it's got a lot of useful settings, but there's a ton of blank space and settings that I'll never use. Thankfully, every single button facet on here can be moved around or deleted to make it look like how I have it now. Unfortunately, I forgot where I got this cute background facet from, but I'm pretty sure it's deep inside one of those public folders if you're trying to look for it. I'll link a video in the description detailing how to adjust the home menu and make it more personal. You can also change your keyboard and menus at the bottom, but the last time I did that was in 2021, so I've completely forgotten. Anyways, if you like customizing things, then I'm sure you'll be interested in these features. World hopping is what I enjoy doing in games like Resonite and VRChat, and thankfully there are many high quality worlds to explore and chill in. The improved tutorial world is a short yet great way to familiarize yourself with the basic controls thanks to the useful pop-ups. It's pretty, though I do wish it had more explanations of other aspects of the game for newer players, like using the inventory or saving the current world. I do recommend checking it out if you're new or just returning. While there definitely aren't as many worlds as something like VRChat, I feel like these worlds have a lot more soul in them. Earlier in the year, the Metaverse Maker Competition, or MMC 2025, took place in Resonite, which, other than having this really cute poster, has a lot of pretty and fun worlds to explore. The winner in the social category, Sunset Galaxy by Cozy Crew, at first just seems like this tiny bus in space, but once you select the planet behind the driver's seat, you get taken to a variety of different places to chill out in with others. My favorite planet is Artemis since the scenery looks absolutely stunning. I particularly love the cell shading on these trees here. There's also this moon with low gravity and a nice view. Highly recommend that you check it out. I'll link it in the description. There are a ton of other worlds that I unfortunately can't speak in depth about, but can still recommend, like this movie theater, and Battle Mech. Almost all of the worlds in Resonite are built in-game with Protoflux, a custom node-based visual scripting language that lets you customize how objects behave and create interesting experiences. It's kind of like any other programming language, but accessible directly in the game and using visual nodes. There are hundreds of nodes for things like conditional statements, math functions, etc, etc. I'm way too unqualified to be talking about this, but if you're interested in the types of things that you can do with Protoflux, I suggest checking out some of the tutorials available online. From the worlds that I've played in, the language seems pretty powerful. So these worlds are cool and all, but that doesn't really matter if the game runs poorly, right? Last year, the game ran on my RTX 3060 at 40 FPS and with extremely long loading times between worlds. The only time I was able to get 72 FPS was in a completely empty box world, which was kinda sad. Now, with the splitting update, did it actually improve frame rate and load times? I gotta say, it absolutely did, in my experience. My old PC runs the game with noticeably steadier frame rate. It's not just me who's noticed this, there are a few reviews noting how much of an improvement FPS is after the update. On my new PC with a 5080, I could crank the graphics settings up and stay at a consistent 90 FPS in the worlds that I tested. It's not perfect just yet. Opening the mirror with high settings would instantly have my FPS to a consistent 45. My guess is that when the game notices inconsistent frame rate, it immediately drops down to 45 FPS until performance improves. If there's a setting to change or disable this, then let me know since I haven't been able to find one. Heavy worlds can also make your computer sweat a bit, so keep that in mind. Otherwise, I'm very glad that they focused on performance and improved it, since it was the biggest issue I had with Resonite, and prevented me from playing it as much as I do with VRChat. Of course, your mileage may vary depending on your PC specs, so do some research and try lowering the graphics settings to see if that improves anything. Loading times are also noticeably improved. No more standing around waiting for the world to fully load, in my experience. The stuttering whenever booting up the game is still present, albeit less pronounced. Overall, if you've had any issues with performance before, I suggest returning and seeing how much it's improved. One final thing before talking about if the game is worth playing in 2025, the community. As of September 2025, the game averages in the low hundreds for player count, which is a shame because I think it has a lot of potential to rival similar social platforms like VRChat. With the lower player count, it means fewer worlds to explore. But in my experience, some of the worlds are still very high quality and have many passionate players. With Resonite and VRChat, I usually never really go into public lobbies since I'm too socially awkward, but if that's your thing, a smaller community could mean more personal memories with players who've played for years. From what I've seen, the community is very nice and has made many interesting worlds to check out. If you're a social butterfly and love being in worlds with like a billion people, then Resonite is definitely not for you just yet. For everyone else, you can join the Discord to see updates on the game or just hang out with the community. But I've never actually joined it, so your mileage may vary. So, my opinion on Resonite hasn't really changed since I first started playing in 2021 when it was called Neos. It's a great and innovative social VR game with a lot of love and attention to detail from both its developers and community. Its inventory and customizability make it stand out from social behemoths like VRChat. If you're coming from VRChat and looking for a direct replacement, the really short tutorial and low player count will definitely be jarring. If you're fine with that, then try the game out, but if not, I'd suggest waiting until the game becomes more popular, which is hopefully soon. If you're into the idea of building worlds, making friends with a smaller community, trying out weird cool items, and customizing UI to feel more personal, then obviously Resonite is for you. It's free and I personally think that it's worth your time. Just keep in mind that the game is still in early access, so you might experience some bugs or some performance issues, as I have many times. If you're interested in getting the game, I've got an affiliate Steam link in the description, and checking it out would help me out a ton. If you'd like to support the talented team while also getting some cool benefits, you can check out their subscriptions page. Depending on the tier that you choose, you can either get increased cloud storage, group creation, and even in-game badges. Links down below. My last plug is to make sure to like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. Thanks for watching, I really hope you enjoyed, and take care.